Okay, looks like I'm actually connecting right now. Okay, wonderful. Great. Again, please accept my apologies for the problem with internet connection today. For some reason, I couldn't connect right away to YouTube. I was able to connect on a Facebook and also on a Twitter. I was able to connect to other platforms, but for some reason, YouTube just took a lot longer to connect. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I do have a good internet. I'm paying a good amount of money. I do have a gigabit or gigabyte. It depends where you're at in the world, how you say that. Of data. I mean per minute, of course, or per second. I'm sorry. So it's supposed to be really quick internet, but for some reasons it's not always working out. Okay, so please accept my apologies again. So I think it's it has to do with what is going on right now. Everybody's home, everybody's locked down, and all online, either on a Netflix or Hulu, or watching YouTube videos, and that is probably the reason. But anyway, today's subject, I'm gonna repeat myself. I already mentioned that a couple minutes ago. I'm gonna talk about honing. Okay, I'm gonna talk about stropping, and I'm gonna talk about buffing. There's three different ways to describe actually the honing and the stropping and honing. What is the best way to do that? Even if it legit, I mean, should you do that or not? What kind of equipment you're supposed to use? No equipment, how to do that yourself. If you do have any questions, please ask me. Stefan, thank you very much. I can see you are from Bulgaria. That is good. Okay, let me pull off my chat, and I can read everything. Okay, please, wonderful people, wise people, write whatever the questions you have in the chat. I really appreciate if you can do that. That gives me an idea what is actually bugging you, what is the question needs to be answered. But I'm gonna go today in a stropping. Okay, already Sergio, he said he stopped just the stropping right in the beginning of the chat, like right before the stream started. He said he is not stropping anymore, and I do understand him. There's some fears, but let me tell you the history, how I actually was introduced to stropping. Okay, the stropping is actually one of the stages of sharpening. Some people use, some people don't. Okay, my grandfather, when he was shaving, okay, he had just a razor, I mean the old style, and he would just take a leather, just a leather like that, like a hide, and he would just strop that on the leather. Of course, I didn't know what he was doing, but he did that every day pretty much, and he shaved himself, and it was working unless he cut himself. And that was one of the most scariest thing in his toolbox. It was his razor, because it was so sharp. It was so sharp. I was afraid to take it, and he was afraid actually I would take it and start shaving. I was 4 years old when I started to realize I do have a talent, and I really would love to get to the tools. By age of 6 I started to carve. Again, that was my grandfather who gave me the first chisel actually, and I started to carve wood, stone to be exact. Okay, so I killed that thing, but I carved face, the human face. That was good. But anyway, so he used leather, and he stropped it every day when he was shaving, and it was used before him probably. He was taught by his grandfather by his grandfather, and so on. I mean, it's a historical idea. Okay, but hello everyone. Stefan on the Facebook, I see you. Hello, Stefan. Beauty, or I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but I'll try to pronounce just the first name. Please introduce yourself, where you're from, and like I asked yesterday, for me it's actually interesting. We all locked down right now and we don't know what is going on in the world. Don't talk about that pandemic thing. It's going to be gone, and I hope it's going to be gone soon. I'm kind of tired already when you turn on TV and all you hear it's about that coronavirus and so on. Okay, so let's talk about what is nice, what is good, what is beautiful, and it's a beautiful weather outside. Okay, I have people from all over the world actually connected, and that's April. For me in Florida, you know, and I'm in South Florida or Southern Florida, really close to Cuba. I mean, it's only about 80 miles from here, from Florida to Cuba. It's kind of hot, you know. Right now it's I think it's around 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is over 30 degrees Celsius. To be exact, you know, 30 degrees Celsius is 87 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's over. So it's but one beautiful thing about Florida, you look at my window. Okay, I've got two windows actually, you know, you see only one, but it's always green and beautiful and always sunny. I mean, no matter what day, you know, I'm filming my video, it's every day sunshine. That is one of the beautiful things actually in Florida. But some of you in Michigan, you know, some of you in like Sergio, he's in Holland. Well, I don't know if he's in Holland right now or he's in Belgium, because, you know, nowadays you can travel really quickly back and forth right there. It was kind of cold, I believe, yesterday. You know, it's still springtime, but it's kind of cold springtime. You know, people in Alaska yesterday, they said they've got little warmer weather yesterday. It was 20 below zero. Okay, so it was kind of warm. I'm from Russia, so I used to like below zero, like 42 below zero when I was in jail and no heat source inside. Okay, so 42, 53 below zero. That's I remember my childhood also. It was 53 below zero, and we would still play outside. Okay, but let me read the some of the chat. Okay. So Sergio is in Holland. That is good. It's 18 degrees Celsius. It's warm. It's like a summertime right now. And in Bulgaria, Stefan's saying it's 10 degrees Celsius. It's kind of, you know, warm. And Carver, Paul, Dale from Ontario, from Canada. That's probably cold also. It's probably cold also. Okay. Now, from Oklahoma, Lori, good to see you. But let's talk about the subject today. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time because I want to jump. I want to jump right away, pretty much, to the idea. Okay, now there is a few stages actually in a sharpening, and the sharpening itself. Sharpening itself has about 3 different stages. Okay, that what I would divide that. 3 different, well, not approaches, 3 different stages, and it doesn't matter what approach you take. And there's the 2 approaches, of course. One approach is using a traditional approach by hand, and another approach is using machines. Okay, which one is the best, and which one is a more accurate? And 3 stages by those 2 approaches. 3 stages. One, when you get brand new tool, so you have to actually reshape it. Okay, so the stage number 1, you have to actually establish the right bevel. Okay, let me pull one of the new tools. Let me see which one. Right here. So take a look right here, this tool. Okay, this one is a brand new tool by Beavercraft from Ukraine. Okay, and that is actually excellent tools. I was just surprised. I didn't think I'm gonna tell that, but I was really surprised. The brand is Beavercraft. It looks a little different from, of course, professional tools. This one is by Audio, French brand, but the price difference, man, you can't even compare. The metal itself is great. But the problem what I have with all of the brands, when you get brand new tool, look at that bevel. Okay, that bevel is just not acceptable at all, because it's really short and it's really high. When you're trying to carve, what you have to do pretty much, you have to raise until you hit the wood, and see how much I have to raise it, and I still not hitting the material. So we're talking about big 4 inches right here, space between my surface and the handle, and then I'm still not grabbing anything. I have to raise it even higher. So we're talking about right now 5 inches until I grab the material, and that's no bueno, no good. Stage number 1, you have to grind and reestablish your bevel. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that. Stage number 2. So in stage number 2, it's a sharpening itself to make your edge sharp. Okay, to make that sharp. And a stage number 3 is subject of today. It's either honing, stropping, or buffing. Okay, pretty much honing and stropping, I would say it's about the same, although there is a little difference, but it's about the same. Now Stefan is asking, what angle would you recommend for oak? Okay, I'm not measuring the angle. Okay, so I'm just eyeballing. Of course, oak is a harder wood, and to carve oak, most likely you have to use a mallet. Okay, so you really have to use a mallet, and depends how thick the mallet you have. So you have to establish that bevel, how you want to hit, and until you carve. But the best bevel, I'm not measuring the best bevel. For me, it doesn't matter mallet or not mallet. When you place your hand underneath of your handle, okay, and grab that, and you're supposed to almost touch with the knuckle, your piece of wood, and it's already start, you're supposed to grab the material. So that is the best bevel, and it comes to about I would say between 18 and 22 degrees if you want to be really technical, but I'm not measuring. But some of my bevels is actually really extreme. Some of my bevels a lot lower. I mean, look at this one. When I turn this, see, that is a really big bevel. Don't pay attention to this marker. It's a permanent marker, and I was using it to demonstrate how long bevel I have on this one. Okay, so this is one of the best bevels I like. I like really long bevels, but it's not the subject of today. Okay, that is not the subject of today. Today's subject, stage number 3, and the question is to strop or not to strop. Okay, what to use, leather or MDF blocks or piece of wood. Okay, or piece of wood. It's what other people also using, and I'll show you all of it how it used. Okay, and another technique, if you wish, if you want to use machines, like I do have multiple machines pretty much for just this setup right now. What you see, it's actually for the stropping and honing. Okay, and I've got multiple machines. I've got Koch, it's from Germany. I've got my favorite one, it's Worksharp. It's one of the cheapest editions, because Koch machine, it's like $500. It's great. I'm actually using for the honing all the time. I've got Tormac, and on another side there's a leather wheel, and there's a couple wheels you don't see on the camera, but there's also wheels. And I've got just a cheap grinder, which I modified and made that. I mean, see, that would be front, and I would just turn like this for my wheels would just turn away from me. And I've got 2 leather wheels. I've got really thick wheel, and I've got thinner wheel. Like this one is about 10 millimeters, this one is about 20 millimeters, I would say, thick. Okay, so that is a machine stropping. And of course I've got different wheels for the stropping and the honing, and I'll show you today. Okay, Okay, Sergio is saying Worksharp is not produced anymore in Europe. Sorry to hear. Okay, there is an alternative options actually. There is alternative options, but let me get back to stropping. Is it necessary? Well, when I thought about subject today, I thought, what is the question a lot of people asking? If you part of my subscribers on YouTube, there is a video I did about show-off tools. Okay, so I was trying to carve with show-off tools just out of the box. Okay, and I just kind of imagined, if I'm not professional wood carver and I'm gonna get you know, that inexpensive set for $95. By the way, if you're part of my school, online school, schoolofwoodcarving.com, you get extra 15% off. It's just specific to my school members discount, 15% off on shaft tools. But what I did actually, I designed like a grapes. You can Google it actually, just to go on my channel and you see that. And I used only stropping. Okay, I imagined I bought the tools. I don't have any expensive stones. Because stones itself, either diamond stones or just the water stones or oil stones, could be really expensive also. I mean some stones like $200 per stone for just one grid. That is expensive, and I didn't want to spend, let's say, you know, of course I do have a stones and I spend, but I just imagined that I don't have that amount of money. But I do have access to the piece of leather, and I just stropped pretty much you know, those tools, and I was able to use just the stropping technique and the carve. Okay, and the carve. Okay, before I'm gonna show you the stropping techniques, we need to probably answer the question. Sergio, if you look you know, in the chat, he was the first comment actually. He said he stopped, absolutely stopped stropping because it rounding the edge, and I'll explain what it is. And I had that stage in my life also, but I do strop. Okay, I do strop. I stopped for a little bit, then I came back to stropping, and I'm do stropping actually daily. Okay, but what you are talking about, the rounding, let me give you an example. Okay, so let's say you've got the tool. All right, let's say you've got the tool, and all right, you've got like a chisel. That's your chisel. Okay, when you honing on a soft leather or on a felt, so you actually getting rounding effect like this. Okay, so you rounding pretty much this edge, because every day when you just doing a stropper and you just pushing it, you're pushing it. Okay, so what you're doing, you little bit rocking. Okay, so you can't hold it really straight. Even if you try, just because of fluctuation of hand, you still kind of rocking it. Okay, and you getting that rounding effect. And what happens if you round that? So you create resistance. Okay, when you carve, when you're trying to dig inside of the fibers, so you create a little resistance, you know, because you round it that. Even if it's really sharp, you're rounding it. Okay, so that is why Sergio stopped. But my question is, should I really worry about that rounding? Should I really worry about the rounding? And if there's any way I can eliminate that rounding? And the answer is yes, absolutely. What you do, you know, when you strop, when you're using a stropper, let's say, and by the way, this is the old, like I would say it's about 20 years old or so, a stropper by Boots. And when you just doing one side stropping, you just flip and just use inside stropping. Okay, that way you kind of rounding you know, two sides, and the effect you get is just like that. Okay. Okay, it does have some resistance, but not as much. Not as much. All right. And besides, if you don't use any machine, if you even doing a stage number 2, which is sharpening itself, if you just use a stone for sharpening, you know, and you trying to sharpen on a stone just like that, you know, which is a normal technique to sharpen, you know, the gouges, what happens? You still making movements because your hand is not really stable. Okay, and if you, I mean, to prove it, just buy some tools, antique tools on the market, and you will see what I'm talking about. All of those old tools, they all round it. Okay, and it's not because they did it on purpose, just because hand sharpening is limited. So you really can't do really nice straight bevel. I mean, you can. There's some jigs you can do. I mean, it's possible, but most of us, we don't use those jigs on a hand sharpening. Of course, you can do that, and if you have, let's say, 20 tools, and that's okay. I mean, you can use those jigs, you know, get the jig and just to do by hand. I don't like that, okay, because it takes too long time, okay, because I'm carving for life, and time is money for me, okay. So and yes, I mean, if I'm going to be really slow, I'm not going to be able to make money. And if I'm not going to be able to make money, I'm not going to be able to buy more tools, which is, you know, like a toy for me. Okay. Let me read some of you wrote in a chat. Okay. Thank you very much, Ro, for saying that I do a great job. But I'm not going to read the chat. Please communicate. Please write in the chat. It's really important for me. I'm still going to read every one of them, even if I'm not going to catch right away, but I'm still going to go back and going to read it. Okay. But so, number one, I'm not afraid of rounding my edges if I'm stropping from two sides. Okay. Usually when we say in a stropping, we refer a leather stropping. Okay. Leather. Okay. And this was the old stropper I used all the time. And I do understand not all of you in the world, let's say if you live some parts in the world where you really can't make money to buy really expensive tools like that. So what you have to do, so you have to probably just to be really creative and get just a piece of leather. Okay, so that is one of the solutions, just a piece of leather. Okay, and that is a chunk of leather I got. I believe it's just a leather supply, and you can get that pretty much anywhere in the world. Or belt, old leather belt, you can still do that. So that is one of the ways to strop it. Okay, of course you can get really complicated with the stropping. We're talking about wood carving tools, and let's say I did not apply that leather on any block of wood, but I know some of the woodworkers, what they do, they actually pretty much get plywood or piece of wood, doesn't matter it's plywood or just any piece of wood, and they create like a couple different pieces of leather, you know, and what they do, you know, they just glue. Okay, they just glue that with just a normal spray glue. Okay, and you could use actually even just a photo mount glue. It's going to be mild, but you can do that. And what you do, if you got three different pieces, you charge with the different pastes. Okay, and I've got different pastes, of course, which I'm going to talk a little bit today. So you just charging with the different pastes. Okay, that one is green, which is going to be aggressive. This one is well, this is actually the most aggressive. This is a dark green, more aggressive. This is a light green, it's less aggressive. And this one is blue, which is really super fine paste. And once you apply it, you know, on the board, you have, you know, 3 pieces right there, and you can strop any tools like this. But it's okay if you are just a carpenter or furniture maker, and if you just working with straight chisels, okay? So what I'm talking about, if you just don't have, I mean, let's say, let me show you one of the chisels. If you just got the number 1 chisel, and that's okay, okay? So you can strop it like this, but the problem comes, you can strop only one side on a gouge, and a gouge always has a sweep, okay? So you can strop one side, but what about inside? So that's why I'm actually not gluing anything on the board in all, okay? I don't glue it, and what I do, the same piece, you know, what I'm using, just a piece of leather, and see, it becomes black. That means it's actually the metal is taking out. You just create the form, okay? You create the form, just folding like this, and you stropping from inside, all right? Stropping from inside. Now, which side should you use, okay? There's a shiny side and there's a rough side, and depends on the paste. This one holds, I mean, the rough side of a leather holds a lot better. You can charge a lot better with the paste, okay? But it has a tendency to round a lot more because it's a softer side, okay? But still, I mean, see, I'm just stropping it. I'm just stropping it. It becomes black because, you know, metal is taking out. See? One side and inside, I mean outside and inside. So that is one of the methods if you want to use by hand. By the way, I probably should mention which paste I prefer for stropping. I've got different pastes. In reality, it doesn't really matter, okay? Doesn't really matter. My favorite ones, it's a Koch brand paste. They produce 2 different pastes, okay? This one is a green, little more aggressive, and this one is a fine diamond paste. And that, I mean, they're not cheap, but they last like forever. And another one, it's actually became one of my favorite one. This one, it's from Ukraine, from Beavercraft. And by the way, in the links below, I tried to find the products on Amazon, what I'm using and what I'm not really trying to sell anything, but I found the Beavercraft paste you can buy. Actually, you can find the leather. It's like $10, I believe, or something like this. Links below. You can just go and check it out. Also, I listed a Koch machine, which is I'm going to talk a little later today, and you know, some of the stuff, my favorite stuff actually, but it's not expensive and all. But like I said, this became one of my favorite recently. It just hones really nicely, okay? Beautiful thing. Okay, let's go back again. Why I prefer Koch brand versus other brands? There's a different ones. There's how you say that? In the flex cut, you can see there's the different colors, yellow, white, and so on. And there's other brands you can find, but I found the Koch is less messier, okay? So when you're honing on machine, I mean, it's okay when you're just honing by hand, just charging whatever the leather you do, and it doesn't produce too much mess. It doesn't. But if you're using like machine honing like I do, I don't hone anymore by hand for a long time because, like I said, time is money for me. So this one doesn't produce too much mess. It's not as messy, and especially this one is I see it's a much smaller already than this chunk because I'm using this blue all the time, and that's hard like a rock. Okay, that's hard like a rock. When you're charging it, it's hard to charge just the leather. Okay, it's almost impossible unless you just doing the opposite side. So you can charge with this blue one the back side. but it doesn't produce mass. And also if you're using this one on machine, it's actually cooling down your tool. It's not going to overheat your tool. That is why I love that one. I would love to know actually what pastes you using, and what honing and stropping and buffing approaches you have, or how you do that. I would really love to hear from you. Just leave some comments below, and I would really do appreciate if you can do that, because you know, the world is big, and it would be really interesting. So again, right now I'm just talking about how I do that by hand. Okay, and by hand the preference is always leather. Okay, now if you don't have money, or if you live in a part of the world where they don't have the leather, or you can't afford to buy a leather, or let's say in India, so you're not gonna get a cow leather because it's considered as a holy animal, so you're not gonna get that. Okay, so what you do? Okay, what do? So you get to the other technique. Get the piece of wood. Okay, just a block of basswood, whatever you carve. Okay, that was just you know, from one of the classes we did in person. I believe this was in a Mark Adams School of Woodworking in Indianapolis. And I'm gonna just show you other side. What do you do? Okay, so you just take the block of wood. Okay, and of course, I mean, you can just charge block of wood like this with any of the pastes, and it's still gonna do the trick. It's still gonna do the trick. See, it becomes black, which means I'm actually sharpening it. But how do you get on the inside of your tool? Easy. Okay, easy. With the block of wood, you really don't have any limitations. Okay, you just create your profile. You don't really have to spend money on, I mean, there's stropping blocks made by FlexCut, but the idea is exactly the same. You just create the profile of the tool, and here you go. You've got the inner profile of your particular tool. You're still charging it, and you're using it on inside. Okay, just like that. Okay, so and it doesn't matter what kind of tool you have. I mean, you can create with the different tools different profiles, and on one block you can get hundreds of different you know, stropping profiles if you wish, and you're going to be able to use it on inside just like that. Micro tools, big tools, huge tools. So a piece of wood is your friend. Okay, so if you like that idea, please give me thumbs up, please. I really appreciate if you can do that. Now, so some people, some carpenters and the furniture makers, they use MDF or LDF or HDF. So it's a hard, medium, and low density board. This one is actually just the MDF, and that one is 10 millimeters, 3/8 of an inch. Just the MDF board, and what you do, you just charge it and using it like a stone. That way you're not gonna round, because it doesn't have that thickness, and you're not pushing in. Okay, so when you're pushing in, you create that roundness. But at least, I mean, you can use both of them. I mean, you can use an outside just a piece of MDF. It's harder, much harder than piece of wood, because it depends what kind of wood, of course. I'm talking about the basswood. It's much harder than that, and you can see it becomes black. It becomes black, and that means I'm actually honing it. I'm just stropping it. Okay, so you've done your outside bevel. Get your piece of leather and get inside. Okay, just like that. If you don't have a leather, you can actually shape the edges, or you can create your own stropper. If I'm gonna show you this stropper, so you please note, I mean, it has a different profiles. Okay, so I can get inside of the V tool, I can get straight, I can get on some of my gouges, and that's a good profile. This one you can always do yourself with no problem whatsoever. Okay, Stefan is saying I use MDF for adzes. Okay, oh yes, I mean that's great for any tools, for big you know, tools huge like adzes and axes and so on, but it's obvious. Again, that is the way you're doing that by hand. Okay, I got away from doing it by hand long time ago. The problem for me doing it by hand, time. Okay, it's a really time. Sometimes I'm just grabbing my stropper like this and just strop really quickly, but I always find myself going to my machines. Okay, and now I'm gonna talk a little bit about the machines I'm using for stropping. Okay, like I mentioned before, there's a main setup I have just for stropping. This one is a Koch. Okay, it's some people saying it's a sharpening system, and I would say it's wrong. Okay, it's not sharpening system. By the way, this is a big chunk of blue paste. It's always ready for me, laying by, you know, this machine. Okay, let me turn lights and I can just show how I use it. If you able to afford this one, okay, that's gonna give you really good result. I'm talking about Koch machine from Germany, and I've got the link actually below. You can check the links below. Okay, so it has a 4 wheels. It has a 4 wheels. Before I show that to you, I have to explain why this machine is good. Okay, again, please understand, I am not selling you anything. Okay, there's no goal for me to sell. Now, what happens? Let's say, so you've got your gouge or chisel. That's just a representation of gouge or chisel. Okay, and of course you have a bevel, whatever the bevel you use. I use really long bevels like this. So that is my case. I really love the long bevels, and if you want to know why, you can check the older videos, older live streams like a couple weeks ago, and you see. But the thing is, when you're using wheel, and that's a short wheel, okay, and that's just for honing. I'm not sure if I'm gonna spell that correctly. Well, I'm gonna just wipe it, okay? But anyway, so that is a Koch machine example. So what you creating, actually, you creating the effect on inside of the bevel, but it's only affects the small section of your tool. You're not creating big bevel, big hollow cut like this, which I explained in the previous videos on the live stream why I don't use Tormac. Okay, but with this one, it's just a micro and micro arch, if you wish, what you create, and that way you are eliminating roundness. Okay, so because it hits the opposite direction. Okay, of course I'm exaggerating this, but it should make sense. It should make sense. But let me show you how I use a Koch machine first. Let me pull it a little bit, and you can see. Okay, there's 4 wheels. Okay, 4 wheels. There's yellow, green, blue, and red. Okay, those wheels are older version. I'm not sure if the color is going to be relevant right now or not. Maybe they changed the you know, the colors. But this Koch machine is a solid metal, and it was made in Germany. It was back when it's made in Germany. Right now, the newer ones, I believe they made in China, but it's still the same. Okay, first of all, it's really quiet. I love it. I love because it's really quiet, and it's a stable and safe. Okay, stable and safe. Now, yellow and the green wheel, they are softer, and it's actually pressed paper. It's almost like a MDF, but it's not MDF. It's a little different structure. It's not MDF, but it's a paper. It's what it is. It's not the leather. It's a paper, but it's a soft. You can almost squeeze it, and I can almost squeeze those wheels. And the blue and the red wheel, you know, they are harder. So what happens when you actually using harder, so not pressing too hard, and you not creating that rounding effect. Okay, so you actually safer on a harder. See how it's harder is, but still it's a paper, but it's really hard paper. And this soft side. What you do? So you just pretty much using Koch paste. You using Koch paste, and one of the wheels you just charging with the green paste, and I usually do closer to the body the same paste like a green paste, and I'm charging with the blue paste other wheels, which is density is the same. I'm talking about the wheels density, I mean how hard they are, and I'm just charging. Can you hear how hard this side is? That is a really hard side. And what you do, so pretty much if you're afraid of doing mistake of rounding, although I'm not afraid of it, so you just place your tool, find your bevel, whatever the bevel you're supposed to have, and do exactly the same what you do by hand, just rocking back and forth without too much movement. You can also get that grinder attachment by Tormac, which I talked in about Worksharp, and get a jig from them, and that way you create beautiful edge, and you're not gonna get that rounding effect. But anyway, see, it's not messy in all. I mean, in my case, I really love it because it just doesn't fly all over my bench. And those pastes can fly. I mean, but see, it became black. It became black because it taken some metal out. Sergey is saying as colors are the same. That is great. Okay. Christine, you are taking my class in September. So excited. You already signed up in Mark Adams, I believe. School. I'm talking about Mark Adams School. I'm going to be in multiple schools. I'm going to be teaching twice in Maine. I'm going to teach a few classes in Indianapolis. I'm going to teach also in Florida. But anyway, the second wheel, the red one, I'm charging with the blue, and that's a really fine diamond paste, and it just gives me super sharp edge. Okay, super sharp. See, it becomes black. And also what you can do, you can hit that actually on inside also. But the way I do, I'm not using most of the time the hard side. I'm using actually the soft side to hit inside of my tool, because I really don't worry about roundness on inside. Okay, see, it becomes black. Beautiful machine. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. But there's some limitations also, okay? There's some limitations. You can't do all the tools on those wheels. You can't do V-tool. I mean, it's impossible to do micro tools on inside, which is, there's ways how you can solve it. But it gives me really good results. Let me show you in, on my carving, how sharp it is. How sharp it is. I just use the Koch machine. All right, and I'm not creating any pressure pretty much, but it's already super sharp. I'm not even pushing because it's just a razor sharp, like a lot sharper than some doctor's tools, surgeon tools. Okay, and all it took like couple seconds for me to do. Okay, so that is one of the machines. Let me read some of the comments. Okay, Sergey, thank you very much that you are watching it. Okay, that is good that you have a Worksharp. He wrote that in Russian, and he said he really loves my live stream, and I really love you all people who is actually sticking with me. And please share the link. I really appreciate, because I want to show that to the world. Again, I'm not making any money, by doing it. Of course, I would love all of you would become part of my school of wood carving online. But if you're not, that's okay too. But if you want to see, for example, development of pieces like that in real pace and real life, so you really have to be part of my school of woodcarving.com. Now Stefan is asking, do you twist when you carve a slicing cut? Yes, I do. I guess it's what you're saying, my movement with the slicing cut like this. I do, absolutely. I'm making slicing. That's actually the biggest part what I'm teaching online about slicing cut. So all the cuts, it's called also carver's cut. You gotta slice it. But today's subject is actually honing. Let me go back to the other machine I love. Okay, let me show you other machine I love. So before I go to my favorite one, to this one, I'll go to the cheap solution. This one is like a $500. If you can afford it, I highly encourage you to get it. It's gonna last you lifetime. I do have a link below if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, that is okay too. But the cheap solution, this machine is about, you can see the shape is like almost the ancient shape. They don't do that shape anymore. But this one I bought like 25 years ago, and I paid like $40. Okay, all I needed, it's just a grinder. That's it, just the body with the motor, with the really stable shafts. Okay, and I bought attachments. They used to sell those attachments, and I believe they still do in woodcraft.com. But I found the other solution also in the link below. Beavercraft from Ukraine. They selling actually attachment, the wheel. You can buy that also and use it. But anyway, what I did, I turned this grinder. See, that would be front, because you can see the switch, and that would be mistake too, because it's going to rotate toward myself. All of those grinders, they rotate like this. Normal ones I'm talking about. But by turning that backward, installing this, it rotates, away from me. Although the speed is super high. Okay, this one is, I believe, like a 1 horsepower, and it just starts right away. But see the sound of it. It just takes really quickly and creates the shape really quickly. This is for gouges, and I do have this one is like a flat wheel for the outside bevel, exactly the same way what I did on a Koch machine. Okay, it's a super quick. Again, I'm using this machine mostly with just the green paste, more aggressive, because it's so quick. And I don't want to burn anything, but it gives me super shiny finish. Okay, super shiny finish. Okay, so that is another solution. Another solution would be Tormac. Okay, the Tormac machine is this one. Let me push this back for you can see that easily. And they do sell attachment for the honing and stropping, which is also just a leather. Okay, it's pretty much leather with another attachment on another side. I'm not sure if you're able to catch it or not. It's right here. Okay, so you've got for inside, and you've got this side is going to be for outside, and it's a super slow. I can charge it only with the green paste because the blue paste is so hard. Okay, so pretty much the same idea. You're charging it, but the speed really super slow versus this one is super high. Okay, so if you want to be more accurate and don't want to burn your tool, this is the solution. Okay, although I'm not using the Tormac daily. I love the machine. I love especially all the attachments, and if you're part of my school, you know that I'm using Koch attachments, Koch jigs pretty much all the time. Okay, and now some of the comments, and I'll get back to you. Okay. All right. Paul is asking, how would I sharp veiner number 11 and the 1mm file? it's hard to keep sharp. It's a great question, and I'll show you later. Okay, Paul, that is a great question. Now let me show you first. You know, this my favorite machine, the cheapest of all, I would say. You know, the cheapest solution of all of them. See, it's just even rocks on my bench. It's not staying flat. And Sergey is saying that they don't do it anymore in Europe. Unfortunately, they stopped doing it because you know, I believe the quality has to do with that too. Yaroslav, добрый день. Okay. Now, but why I do like it? First of all, the price. Okay, the price of this machine is $200. It's the same as you would buy a stone. A stone costs you like $100. But the beautiful thing about it, so it takes me a second, well, not really a second, but less than a minute to change the wheels with a different grit. Okay, I've got 120 grits, I've got 80 grits, I've got other grits, but it also works for honing and stropping. They do sell a wheel with attached ladder. Okay, so that is a glass wheel on one side, and you've got the ladder on another side. Okay, it's not expensive in all. It's not expensive in all. You kind of have to probably figure out the right position. But you charging that, actually, if it's a ladder, you know, wheel, I'm charging with the green paste. With the green paste, and I'm using ladder with the green paste. Exactly the same idea. You just like you would do it by hand. You just rocking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you pretty much honing it. But there's a limitation. You cannot go on inside bevel with the ladder because you can hit the glass. But they've got the solution, which why I love that cheap machine. I mean, in my case, I think $200, it's a cheap investment if you're planning to keep that machine for a long time. And this one is the first generation. It still works. It's so simple. That's what I love about it. It's so simple. Just a motor, pretty much, and whatever you connect your wheels. That's it. But this, by the way, this is a felt wheel. Okay, this is a felt. All right, let me show you that closer to you. Okay, it's a really soft felt. All right, soft felt, and exactly the same way. I put that right on top of the glass wheel because it's a soft. And I charge this one usually with the blue paste. With the blue paste, with the really hard paste. Okay, and I'm not pressing too hard because the green paste took already most of what needs to be taken out. But I'm just rocking back and forth. See, it becomes black. It takes without even pressure. Okay, without any pressure, and that's really safe. You can touch with the hand with no problem. Okay, you can ride on it. Okay, you can polish your nails if you wish, and if you're using felt, you can actually strop on inside. Okay, well, it's not actually stropping. I shouldn't say that. It's not even honing. It's a buffing. Okay, it's a buffing. You buffing it, and I hardly create any pressure. But see, the edge becomes black. It's metal. It's metal taken out. Okay, and again, I'm not afraid of rounding effect. If you are afraid of rounding effect, you shouldn't do that. But I'm not. But see how sharp that piece is. Okay, let me, not piece, but this tool is. Let me pull a board, and I can show it to you. I mean, I can just hold by 2 fingers like this without a second hand. See, no hand, and I can already start carving. It's a sharper. I mean, right there is my hand. Okay, just to prove you a point. Okay, it just shaves so easily because it's already super sharp. Just after honing it, and if I'm gonna show you on a real piece, I mean, it just gives me so clean cut, beautiful and clean cut, beautiful and super clean cut. Okay, and I can actually break the rules of the grain, you know, with the sharp tools. It just gives me a shiny, shiny, shiny finish. All right, and with this tool, with a tool like that, I can actually go against the grain, because it is so polished, like it's literally, it's actually sharper than a surgeon's tools when they do the you know, surgery. I mean, I'm talking about medical doctors. So just because of that. So that is my favorite machine, but also what you are able to do. What you're able to do. Let me show to you. So let's say you've got this attachment, and I do have it, I just didn't pull it. Okay, you've got this attachment from Tormac. You can order this side, this attachment from Tormac for inner. Okay, and you can just buy a screw, and you can attach this part right on top of this machine. Okay, so, and you will have inner bevels and outer bevels on the same machine. And when I'm teaching in the Mark Adams school, some of the people actually made it already, made that way. I mean, they just took the Tormac attachment, attached it right on the top, and it's became even more useful machine. Now, if you are afraid of soft felt, there is a solution for you. Okay, there's a solution for you with the same machine. I also got the links. I've got the links. You can buy extra wheel, and there's a honing sandpaper. Okay, so I'm talking about the sandpaper, which is 3600. I apologize, and 6000. You know, sandpaper. I wrote that with the marker for I would know, but it's actually not sharpening. It's a honing. Okay, it's honing, and what you do, you just place that, and you can keep it right there. Okay, you don't have to charge that. Please don't. When I'm teaching in person, you know, someone always almost grabbing my paste and just trying to charge with the green or blue paste. You don't have to. You don't have to. It's a sandpaper, okay, and it lasts a long time, and that's actually gives you the same effect as a leather if you keeping your hand really steady, and especially if you're using jigs like I'm using with the bar. So it's going to be exactly the same bevel all the time, and it's actually 6000 grit. You can go up to 12,000 if you wish, but it gives you razor sharp edge. Okay, razor sharp edge. All right, let me read some of chat, and I think we're gonna finish really soon because it's already like 1 hour since we on. Patrick, so I remember you from Mark Adams. Absolutely. Took a class from last year from Alexander. I had never carved and somehow ended up in 3D carving class. Great teacher. Patrick, I remember you, and thank you very much. And there's actually, you can go on my YouTube channel and see there's a few, it's not many, like 3 or 4 videos I took from some of the students when I'm teaching in person from different schools, and you can hear, you know, testimony or testimonials, what people think about when I'm teaching in class. Go now. I mean, don't wait. I mean, just go right on the channel right now, just to Google those classes in person. Also, now I posted the link to my events. So when I'm gonna teach in person, not just online. Online, it's still the same. I'm teaching 24/7 pretty much every day. I'm talking about the schoolofwoodcarving.com, and I would really appreciate if you would be a part of my school if you're still not. Okay, I know there's some people here, they're already members, but I would highly encourage, if you want to see a lot more real to life approach. I mean, real pace without any editing, without and please, it's not entertainment, okay? I'm not trying to entertain anybody, but if you want to see how I teach in person, just to go and just to watch what other people saying about my teaching, how I teach, and the link below gonna take you to my schoolofwoodcarving.com events in person. And I still keep which I did not cancel yet because of the pandemic. You know, there's some live classes in question when they're gonna happen. Let's say Mark Adams May classes, we postponed those. There's a couple classes I have to teach in the springtime. We postponed those until the further notice, but it's all sold out. Check, I'm gonna be also at the end of May in state of Maine, and I'm gonna be in June, I believe, in Florida, in Tampa. I'm gonna be in fall again, I believe it's September, in Mark Adams School in Indianapolis. I also gonna be in Maine, you know, I believe the second time. And check that link, okay, just to check, okay, that would be easy. I really thank you very much. Chloe, hold on just a second, let me read it. Okay, will you be teaching gilding? I believe it's what you're referring. It's gold leafing with the gold, you know, gold leafing your work. Some of my work is actually gets a gold leafed, and matter of fact, after this project, after this huge project, another person waiting on me already for years, you know, and the whole project is going to be gold leafed. Okay, yes, I will show on a Byzantine style acanthus. I'm gonna show you the stages of carving, and it's actually complicated construction of Byzantine style acanthus. It's different, okay? It's made for the gold leafing, for the gilding. I will show the way you can gild that, and just to make it authentic, okay? I will. Okay, so also I believe in Florida, one of the classes I'm gonna teach, and I think it's gonna be a sign or lettering class in Florida, Tampa School of Woodworking or Woodwork. I'm gonna teach some gilding right there too, the gold leafing, okay? Online, yes, and in person also. All right, let me read some more questions. What power buff do you use on your carving knives? Ben, good to see you. You, my friend, from, I believe, from Michigan, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. What am I using for the knives? Okay, I'm using the same thing. I'm pretty much, I mean, I'm using exactly the same thing, you know, that machine, okay? So let me show that to you, okay? This machine, that's what I'm using. And for the knives, I either use felt, and let me pull one of the knives, which is going to be my favorite knife, number 12 by file. Now, when you attach this wheel on top, you kind of have to center it, or just to get the, you know, whatever the, you know, the spacer and the get for it. Otherwise, it's going to just go all over. To get with the knife, I mean, I'm using exactly the same, okay? Exactly the same. I'm charging it with the blue paste usually. With the blue paste. The only limitation of this machine is just the rotation to one direction. I would suggest if someone would make it rotate both directions, that would, I mean, change directions, that would be helpful. But anyway, find your bevel on a knife, and just to go on the edge like this. At one side, see, it becomes black, and that's just a knife. So I've just got one side, and I switch to that side right now, and I'm doing opposite direction, okay? Or I can actually do that way, exactly the same way. I mean, what happened? My handle was outside of the machine at first. Now it's inside of the machine, okay? Yeah, there's some limitations. You can't go all the way to the handle, but really, you carving pretty much about that. I mean, you're not carving with closer to the handle, and it usually already hits with the machine. So that is for the carving knife, or whittling knife, if you wish, or chip carving knife. Other method, the same. If you do have a Koch machine, so the beauty of this machine is because it has two sides, okay, and you can use one side. And well, you can use the same side pretty much on that side also, and buff it or strop it. And you can use exactly the same on another side, on the hard side, okay? Depends on the knife. Not all knives gonna let you. What you can do, you can get, let me explain what you can do. You can get, I've got soft, hard, okay, 4 wheels. Soft wheel, hard wheel, hard wheel. But you can actually spread differently. You can get soft, hard on outside, hard on outside. That way, if you need just a hard, you can get on one side hard, switch on another side, it's going to be also hard. Okay, and here you go. You've got your knife honed. Okay, I hope it answers your question, Ben. Okay. Yes, Ben from Michigan, from Detroit. Stefan is saying, thank you, Alex. Really appreciate you sharing your knowledge. No problem, Stefan. Thank you very much, everyone. I really would appreciate if you can share that link, okay, on a Facebook, share to the groups, to woodworking groups, on the Reddit, on the Twitter. Share it. It's gonna help other people to discover this video, and it's gonna help me also to show there is a school actually. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying it. I really would love to show my skills and teach, and if I'm spending time teaching, I would love more people. Although I have hundreds of people signed to my school, hundreds. In the beginning of year, I had one day really bad, and Sergey remembers that. When my site struggled, because in one day I had like 5,000 hits in just one day. I'm talking about the lessons behind the paywall already. So spread the word. My school is a little different from other schools. I'm not saying it's better, or worse. It's not. It all depends. Some people hate that, although they did not rate that to me. I mean, nobody said that they hate that. Most of the people who signed, they staying forever, pretty much, because it's like I'm inviting you to my shop and you watching what I'm doing. Okay, check this out. Also, please subscribe and hit that like button. Don't forget, don't go away until you like it, because it also helps to rank higher in Google search and YouTube search. And hit that bell. Yesterday, I've got one of the comments. Some of you did not get notification from YouTube. You really have to go to the bell. I mean, if you subscribe, you have to go to the bell, and when you hit that bell, make sure you get all notifications, okay? All notifications. That way you're not going to miss notifications. Now on the Facebook, there's going to be an option after live stream that live stream is ended, get live notifications. Hit that. That way you're not going to be missing anything. Also, you can go on my website, schoolofwoodcarving.com, and go to menu, and there's going to be live. Okay, hit that, and there's going to be a form, first name and email. If you want to get notifications by email, I'm notifying actually ahead of a time when I'm going to be live. Okay, so you can actually be on my list. I'm promising I'm not going to solicit, I'm not going to push anything to you, not going to sell you anything unless if you want me to. But I really thank you very much for today's stream. I really appreciate for your comments. I also really highly encourage you. There's a lot of comments in a chat area, but comments below also really important for me, because chat, once I'm gonna hit the end stream, I'm not gonna be able to see all of the chat until tomorrow, until the YouTube is gonna work on the video, and that's gonna like whatever they're gonna do, decode and stuff like this. But I would love to read what you think about those live streams. I really appreciate if you can share your testimony, if you like it or not. Now, about those people who hit dislike button, just walk away if you don't like it. I mean, you don't really have to spoil anything. You don't have to troll. I mean, I don't like trolling. I was born in Russia, and we had a marketplace. Okay, when you walk on a marketplace, if you like something, you buy. If you don't like, just walk away. You don't have to comment you don't like it, but don't hit that unlike button. I mean, it just doesn't do anything. It's not changing me. I am like I am. I know one of the guys actually was a Russian guy, and just because I did not teach in Russian, he hit that dislike and said, well, why you didn't teach that in Russian? Because my students from all over the world, they speak English, and there's a lot of good channels in Russian language. I think people can check out. But I also really appreciate even if you from my motherland, from Russia, it's I was born right there. I mean, like it, okay? Don't be like, I don't know, don't troll. All right, like it, subscribe it, and at least you, even if you don't understand English, you're still going to be able to watch and understand what I'm doing. Okay. And I love you people, okay? I love with all of my heart, my people, I was born right there. And please subscribe, get that notification, and important, share it as much as you can, please. On the Twitter, even if you don't have followers on the Twitter, or also you can take a snapshot of this video and post it on Instagram, okay, or Facebook. By the way, if you want to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, it would be Woodcarver Grabovetskiy. Just tag me, Woodcarver Grabovetskiy, which is my last name, Woodcarver Grabovetskiy. And next time I'm gonna write it down, okay, for you. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Let me read the last what Ben wrote. I made a slotted CBN disc for you. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Ben. Send it to me. Send it to me. I'm actually expecting a couple discs from Woodturner's Wonders. I'm gonna show it to you how I use also the diamond discs. Okay, CBN discs actually pretty much diamond discs. But stay safe. Hashtag stay home if you're not under lockdown in your country. Be warm. All right, if it's too cold right there, and be cool if you're in a hot weather like me. Have a wonderful day. Blessings to all of you. Be nice, okay? Be nice to me and be nice to each other. So you still, after I finish, you're still able to post the comments even in the live chat for a second, okay? Thank you very much for being here. And then next time I'll try to be on Friday, okay? So tomorrow it's not going to be a live stream, I don't think, but on